everybody. Play it, boys. All right, so I was glad to have everybody here with us this day after Independence Day. Hope everybody's had a good weekend and a long and safe weekend. So we are back in Mayberry. That's right. This is the live version of Two Chairs No Waiting. It is not the version you'd actually see published each week. Parts of it are. But what you're seeing right now is the live show. And if you'd like to be a part of it, feel free to join us over at live.twocairsnowaiting.com, and you can be a part of the chat room you're seeing right over here. Let's see who else in here. I see Cooper Fife, Matt Copeland, Kathy Hinckley, Miss Mayberry, Sarah Blaine, Lydia Crosswaith, Van, Pastor Man, Susan, OK Tim, the Milo Boys. I see Rand for sure. Let's see if I see Dan. I don't see Dan. He must be working. He's working. Let's see. I see Richard and Emmett and Steve, Indiana Steve, Sam Jones, Leon Thomas, Carp Gigger is here with us. Skinny Griffin, Kentucky Mike, Carolina Cody, Rascal Jones. He's Italian tonight or something. Rascaloni Jonzororo or something. Joanne, that's Clarabelle. And there's probably some other folks in here tonight as well. So it's good to see you all here in Mayberry. And all of you that are over on Facebook or YouTube, feel free to just enjoy yourself over there. But if you'd like to, you can join us right here and join this crowd of folks that are visiting right here. You can go to live.twocairsnowaiting.com and you'll be able to join in the conversation. So let's see what's been going on. Everybody had a good 4th of July holiday. I hope you got to see some fireworks or something, and that none of them blew up too close to you. I hope that's good. I don't know, that Rascal Jones. He may be one of those Italian farmers that came to help Sam Jones, in that episode at the end of the series. Let's see. So, hey, we're coming up. The Mayberry Meetup is coming up. It's only a couple of weeks away now. We're getting really close to being able to be at the Mayberry Meetup. I posted some pictures on Facebook yesterday. Let's see. I can go there. I can go and show you. Wow. I don't even know how to get to my own page on Facebook. I've never really. Oh, there it is. My profile. So I posted some pictures last night. Last night I went out in my backyard. Let's see. I don't even know if I have anything set up to be able to show these. Let me see here. Oh, there they are. Yeah. So I set up everything in my yard last night. I got a new projector. I got some new speakers. So guys, if you're coming to the Mayberry Meetup, not speakers, but radios, if you're coming to the Mayberry Meetup, bring an FM radio with you if you can. If you have a FM radio, please bring it. Because basically I have an FM transmitter so that you'll be able to tune to the station that I'll tell you what it is when we get there, because I don't know. But you'll be able to tune to the station, and then wherever you're sitting in the gazebo area, you'll be able to listen to what's being projected there on the big screen. So if you make it to the meetup, you'll be able to hear no matter where you're sitting. We're going to have that black box you see right there. That's my speaker, and it's pretty loud. We've been using that for 9 years now. This will be our 9th year. But it's not loud enough when everybody gets so far away and folks are sitting around talking and you won't hear it. I've also got a couple of FM radios that I'm bringing that I bought just for the meetup. They're sitting over there. I can't get them. But those you'll be able to tune them in, and you'll be able to hear anything that's said or anything on the Andy Griffith Show. The microphone will be going through there as well. You'll just be able to tune in and listen. So anyway, I got it all set up last night. That's my backyard here at my house. This is my computer bag you're seeing here and my computer. And I got this stand that I can put I bought a new projector. Now, the only reason I have this projector, either I have the old projector still, it's right here. I'm going to bring it with me as well. But the only reason I have a projector is for the meetup, just so you guys know that. I bought this stuff just for us. So, it's, I'm going to have to take up money. No, but I'm willing to take donations. I don't have to take up money, but I'm willing to take donations. So I bought a new projector, and I bought 2 FM radio receivers. They're Bluetooth, FM radio, and something else. I don't remember. And they'll be sitting around so everybody can hear, hopefully. But if you bring your own, that'll be great, because then you'll know you can hear. But yeah, I got it all set up because this was the new projector, a new setup that I had. So I was getting everything connected up, and then that's actually in the dark. I used a setting on my phone that does night, and it made it look pretty bright. But that was out. The other pictures had the spotlights on, and then that one, the spotlight finally went off. They're timed, and there is no switch, and so I had to wait and wait and wait. And then it's actually much darker than that. That doesn't look dark, but as you can see pretty well. Hopefully, this projector is a little brighter than the one from previous years, and we'll be able to start maybe a little bit earlier, but it won't be a lot earlier. So we'll be there and trying that out. Yeah, 3 cents. That's right. 3 cents. I'll take 3 cents. So that'll be good. Let's see what else is going on. So that's coming up pretty soon. You guys probably don't care that aren't coming, but I just wanted to let you know that the meetup is being planned and worked on. So the meetup is what next? Pull out my calendar. It's next week, right? Week after next, July. Here we are. Where am I? May, June, July. So it's July the 16th and 17th. There it is. 16th and 17th July. So is that right? Wow, that's coming up next week. Man, that's quicker than I thought it was. Dang. So yeah, so we got the meetups coming up real soon. So everybody, let's get fired up and ready to go. So the podcast next week, I might talk a little bit about what's coming up for the meetup a little bit more. It is black and white projector, but it also does color. Skinny Griffin asked if it's a black and white projector. As a matter of fact, when I was setting it up, getting everything going, I was playing Star Trek: The Next Generation, because it was playing through my computer through Netflix. And then I got it. Once it actually was lit and everything was working, I did the Andy Griffith Show. So I think we're good to go. Sam said he wore his Mayberry Man T-shirt and went to their ice cream shop today. You have a Mayberry ice cream shop? That's what I'm interested in. There's a Mayberry ice cream shop, or is it just an ice cream shop? That would be pretty cool. That would be all right. So yeah, the meetup is coming up. I also got some information today about the Mayberry Effect, movie, the documentary. Let's see if I can find that real quick. Mayberry Effect. It is going to be again distributing at the end of August. So the Mayberry Effect, if you guys have not seen or heard about that, the Mayberry Effect is a documentary from Chris Hudson. So this is all just information before the show even starts. You guys are getting a little rundown here of things that are coming up, but it's coming up real soon. There's the Mayberry Effect. So we're really, Mayberry's popping. There's things happening. We got the Mayberry Effect, then we got the Mayberry Man movie, 2 different things that we're going to be able to be excited about in the next just a month and a half, 2 months. So, wow. Well, I guess it's 2 months when things start getting really rolling. So I just can't wait. So Sam Jones says he watched it and we're going to love it. That's great. So Chris is going to get me some more information, and we'll probably talk about that a little bit next week during the podcast. And he will be at the Mayberry meetup, at least he's planning to be. And so we'll be able to see him there. And yeah, maybe that'll be fun too. So hope you guys can make it there. So let's get this thing rolling, and we'll talk to you guys on the other side. This is going to be about, what are we talking about? The Andy Griffith Show is what we're going to talk about. So it's Andy Didn't Always Get His Way. That's what it's going to be called. That sounds like a good name. Andy didn't always get his name. So that's what we're going to be talking about tonight. I hope you guys are going to enjoy this. And I think I'm ready to get started. Let me get the show ready. Let me check my music. Oh, that's a good thing. I didn't even open my music. It's going to be hard to play the music without opening it. Let's try. Here's my music. Well, I'm glad I played it. It was really quiet. All right, so let's get this show rolling. Tonight I'm going to try to remember to hit the record button on both the audio and the video. Last week, if you got to hear the audio version of the podcast, it was recorded from the video. I pulled it off of the video version of the podcast and used it as the audio. So I would rather have more than one backup, but that's why I do multiple things. I get backups. All right, guys, I'm going to cover you guys up in the chat room. Enjoy visiting with each other one last time. If you're over on Facebook or over on YouTube and would like to be a part of the chat room you see here, because they'll talk during the entire podcast. They'll talk to each other. So you can head over to live.twochairsnowaiting.com and join in this conversation. There are 32 folks in there now visiting, which is pretty good for a holiday time. So we've been getting up in the 50s recently, but I mean, it is a holiday. So let's assume that that's why everybody's not here and it's not that they've just given up on me. All right, guys, let me cover everything up, get the show rolling, and we'll talk to all of you guys after the podcast. Rascal Jones is now Rascal Jones. His Italian cousin must have left in the chat room. Rascilio. Me they are. All right. Oh, okay. I got it all set. I think I'm good. Let's get this rolling. Okay. Get my pencil ready in case I need to write down things. Hey, you made it, Peter. We're just starting off, so let me get the show rolling. Talk to you guys later. Two Chairs No Waiting, episode number 640. Andy didn't always get his way. Two Chairs No Waiting is brought to you each week by the folks over at WeaversDepartmentStore.com. Drop by over at Weavers and check out the 60 Years of Mayberry book by Randy Turner. Oh, it's a good book. You really want to check it out. It's got stories in there by Dixie Griffith, George Lindsay Jr., Bruce Bilson, Leroy McNee, Sean Dietrich, so many others. Go and check it out. And while you're there, you might want to get you a barbershop hairstyle print, just like they had in Floyd's Barbershop, or a Mayberry Man print with all the caricatures of the characters that are in the Mayberry Man movie. Head over to Weaver's Department Store and check it out. Two Chairs No Waiting is also brought to you by donations from listeners like you. The executive producer of episode number 640 is Mark Copeland. So thank you, Mark, and thank you for being here in Mayberry with me. Man, we have so much fun, or I do, just talking about the Andy Griffith Show with you every week here on the podcast. And I'm so glad to be able to do it again this week. Now, what we're going to be talking about is Andy didn't always get his way. I ran across an article a while back, and then I did a little research and confirmed it was true, based on, well, you can watch Andy Griffith talk about it, so it's obviously true. So I thought it might be something that you guys had never heard before, and I wanted to be able to share that with you. So we'll do that, and then we're going to play a little bit of trivia and then hear from Randy Turner. It's pretty much like every week is the kind of stuff we do. So I'm going to get just a little bit of background music going, just to kind of give us something as a background, just to cover up my talking. Oh, that sounds very Mayberry-ish. So let me tell you the story about Andy didn't always get his way. The Andy Griffith Show was, so popular, and it's still in the air today as one of the most popular vintage television shows. The majority of this was due to the brilliance behind the scenes. The show included some of the industry's greatest writers and directors. They were crucial in laying the groundwork for the performances. And Andy, he was really the filter for everything. He provided the show with his voice. Andy wielded a lot of creative power. You might have heard that before during the show. And in some sense, it was his show. And then when they would have table reads, when you sit around and you read the script for the week, he would change the scripts to match his taste. You know, he would yank a line if he didn't like it, or he would change something if it didn't meet his vision. He would change the language to say, no, they would say it like this. He wouldn't say it that way, because he was a Southern boy at heart, right? But Andy Griffith didn't always get the final say in the series. I know that's hard to believe, but he didn't. He would even, go along with things. He had to at times because, well, Sheldon Leonard created the Andy Griffith Show. And now and again, Sheldon did get his way. Andy would eventually just smile and bear it. However, when Sheldon decided that Andy Taylor required a boss and needed somebody to be like a boss figure, the two had their first and only argument or discussion, or however you want to say that. Maybe it wasn't a fight, but they disagreed strongly. Leonard came out on top of that situation. And on the other hand, Andy didn't like it, and he never did like it. Matter of fact, Andy Griffith, according to reports from Andy, he despised it. He did not like it at all. Fans on the show, on the other hand, we never noticed it. We didn't notice that on the show. It was just the way things were. And who was that character? Well, Andy told the Archive of American Television that he and Sheldon Leonard had one argument, and he made a creative decision that Andy didn't like at all, but he just stuck to his guns and did it. Sheldon believed that Andy needed a mayor more than anything else. The Andy Griffith Show did. Sheriff Taylor would be the employed, he reasoned. So Sheriff Taylor would work for the mayor, and it would provide a layer of tension as well as a dash of humor as well. Andy, on the other hand, he despised that notion. He did not like it. He didn't take it out on Parley Bear or either of the mayors, but he didn't like it. Andy disliked the idea of having a boss figure in the sheriff's life that was the mayor. Having a supervisor was fine, Andy thought. It appealed to him to have somebody that was a supervisor for Sheriff Taylor. But because the mayor is a municipal authority, he's a city mayor, Andy hated the idea that somehow he was the boss of the sheriff. He may have been over the Mayberry police force, but the sheriff, on the other hand, is an elected county official. And so the mayor would be powerless in the face of a sheriff. It was what troubled Andy, and it troubled him a lot. Now, going off script here a little bit, many of us have talked about that, fans of the show. How is it that you got Mayberry City and Mayberry County, but Andy's the county sheriff, but the mayor tells him what to do? So, in fact, we agree with Andy. Didn't make any sense. So, anyway, during the course of the show, there were two different mayors. We already know that. Mayor Pike was Mayberry's first mayor. Early in the first season, he made his first appearance in the episode The Manhunt. It was also the first episode in which Barney Fife made an appearance. During the first two seasons of the Andy Griffith Show, Mayor Pike appeared only 11 times. It was only 11 episodes. Pike's character eventually just kind of faded off of the show and disappeared. Well, that's really because the actor who played him, Dick Elliott, had passed away in the middle of the second season of the Andy Griffith Show. And on the show itself, there was never a mention as to why he had departed. I guess I always just figured he lost. Now, how Mayor Pike could lose to Mayor Stoner, I'd never understand. But Mayor Stoner was featured in the third season. Roy Stoner, Roy Stoner. He was played by Parley Bear. He only appeared in 7 episodes of the Andy Griffith Show. And that's according to Mayberry.info. If you go over there and check it out, you can search for Parley Bear, or you can search for Stoner, Mayor Stoner. And as a result, you'll be able to see all the episodes that he was on at Mayberry.info. And it shows you what they were. So you can go and check that out. So he was only in those 7 episodes of the Andy Griffith Show. As a result, Andy Griffith, he resented Sheldon's addition of the mayor into the series. But Andy only had to play the part of having the mayor be his boss for 18 episodes before everything in Mayberry went back to normal. So I didn't really realize this, but there is a YouTube video that's of Andy discussing this. I'll have a link in our show notes about it, and you can go and watch it, where he's discussing the writing process of the Andy Griffith Show. It's at METVlegends.org is the site. But as it said there, it was from the Archive of American Television is where that's located. So you can head over there and find out for yourself all about that. So, that was something that I can't tell you how many people have talked about that in the years. We've talked about that many times. Is how was the sheriff? How was it that he worked for the mayor? Because the mayor was just as a city. And, we make up excuses as well. Maybe they had it set up that way somehow. I've never seen it either. And I'm sure Andy had not seen it that way himself. So he didn't like the idea that was what we were doing. I can't blame him. So anyway, there's something you might not have known. And hopefully it's something we'll know now. And hopefully it's something we'll remember, because I'm bound to forget this. I've had several people write me recently about things that were in episodes way long ago that I couldn't remember. And I was able to go and find the episode information and provide it to them. But I really could not remember what episode I had, heard Kevin Burke talk about his trip to Mayberry and staying in Andy Griffith's home, and video that he showed and everything. And sure enough, he did. And I had covered it. And Yvonne, she had written me saying, "Where is that?" And I was like, I have no idea. It turns out it was episode number 346 of the podcast. What did I say? We're on 640. So 300 episodes ago, I talked about that, and it was a report from Mayberry Days 2015. It was a special report, Mayberry Days 2015 special report, episode number 346. So if you'd like to go and see about Kevin Burke, my fellow podcaster, he stayed at Andy's home place, and we showed that information on our video version of the podcast. So you guys can go and check that out if you'd like to. All right, so let's get us some trivia. Let's get us some trivia time here. It's time for trivia. So we're going to do 5 questions. 5 questions, that's all we're going to do. All right, everybody ready? Let's have some fun. All right, question number 1. Oh, you got to get this one. Opie took piano lessons. It's a true or false question. True or false? True or false? Opie took piano lessons. Opie took piano lessons. True or false? So the answer is true. He took piano lessons. He kind of halfway took them, but he took them. All right, question number 2. Who said, "You take a real good picture, Barney"? Who said that? Who said, "You take a real good picture, Barney"? Me, I never do. Who said that? All right, last chance. You can always pause the podcast and try to think of it. But who said, "You take a real good picture, Barney"? The answer is Gomer. Me, I never do. Barney took that picture. That's awesome. All right, next question. Number 3. What club did Roger Courtney and want Andy to join? What club did Roger Courtney want Andy to join? Okay. This is our third question. What club did Roger Courtney want Andy to join? All right, pause if you don't want to know the answer. The answer is the Esquire Club. The Esquire Club. That's right. The Esquire Club is the one. And then these questions are coming out of the Mayberry Trivia book by Scott Hopkins, so go and check it out. It's at Weaver's. Here we're going to do a multiple choice question. I'll give you 4 possibles. Which of the following did Dud Wash not carry in his money belt? Okay, which one did Dud not carry in his money belt? Flower petals, a Buckeye, a hair ribbon, or Charlene's letters? So A is flower petals. Which one did he not carry? B is a Buckeye. C is a hair ribbon. And D are Charlene's letters. Which one did he not carry in his money belt? All right, last chance. Which one did he not carry in his money belt? Flower petals, a Buckeye, a hair ribbon, or Charlene's letters? The answer is B, a Buckeye. He did not carry a Buckeye. These are those from that Mountain Gladiola, was the flower petals, and a hair ribbon. So there you go. All right. So now number five. You got to get this one. What did Barney call Aunt Bee's homemade pickles? What did Barney call Aunt Bee's homemade pickles? All right, last chance. Pause if you don't know, or if you don't want to guess yet. If you want to hold on. But what did Barney call Aunt Bee's homemade pickles? He called them kerosene cucumbers. I don't know how I can face the future knowing there's 11 jars. Is it 11 quarts? 11 quarts of those? Was it 11? I can't even remember, of those kerosene cucumbers. So anyways, kerosene cucumbers. So how did you do? That was 5 questions of Mayberry Trivia. Mayberry Trivia. How many jars of kerosene pickles did she make to start with? I don't know how I can face the future knowing there's 8 quarts. Was it only 8 quarts? 8 jars of them kerosene cucumbers. They're telling me 8 in the chat room, so I believe them. 8 quarts of them kerosene cucumbers. In the chat room. Shoefly, he's dead. That's one of the reasons I love the trivia. So the chat room is saying that they got 4 of 5 or 5 of 5. We got some people that are playing in there. So good job, chat room. How did you do? I hope you did well. That wasn't a trivia question about the quartz. I was just asking if you remembered. But I'll give you that if you get it. All right, guys. Let's move along now to Randy Turner, who wrote the book I was talking about earlier from Weaver's, the Mayberry book, 60 Years of the Andy Griffith Show. Or 60 Years of Mayberry. That's what it's called. So definitely go and check that out if you get a chance to, because that'll help support Randy. He's he digs you, so you be sure and dig him. But let's go in here this week in Mayberry history from Randy Turner.
Welcome to This Week in Mayberry History, a report by Special Correspondent Randy Turner of the Gomer and Goober Pyle Comic Book Literary Guild of the Mayberry Historical Society.
Last week, we discussed how the busy character actor Richard Bull began his career, how it was intertwined with the career of his actress wife, Barbara Collantine, who he met in drama school, and how the first series produced by Sheldon Leonard he appeared in was The Bill Dana Show. In 1964, Richard was cast in the first of two roles for which he is best remembered. He played Doc, the doctor for the Seaview, in the science fiction series Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea. Based on the 1961 film of the same name, the series was produced by Irwin Allen. Before Allen was known as the Master of Disaster for his films such as The Poseidon Adventure and The Towering Inferno, he produced four fondly remembered science fiction TV series. Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea was followed by Lost in Space, The Time Tunnel, and Land of the Giants. Richard played the Doctor on Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea during the series' entire four-season run. As he was not in every episode, Richard was able to continue appearing in other series as well. He appeared in various shows, such as Profiles in Courage, Destry, and Gidget. In April 1966, he was seen in the first of two appearances in another series produced by Sheldon Leonard, I Spy. That fall, Richard made his first appearance in the Mayberry universe as a psychiatrist consulted by Sergeant Carter, who was concerned about Gomer believing he had met aliens from another planet in the Gomer Pyle USMC episode, Gomer and the Little Men from Outer Space. My guess is Richard was cast in an episode of The Andy Griffith Show less than 2 months later, then had to bow out for some reason. When Goober grew a beard and believed himself an intellectual in an evening class for adults in Goober Makes History, the credits, and thus the Internet Movie Database, list the character of Bill Lindsay, the teacher of the American History evening class, as being played by Richard Bull. In fact, the role was played by Sandy Kenyon. Richard would eventually have a small role in Mayberry, but first he would appear in Gomer Pyle USMC one more time. In January 1967, the episode Gomer, the Welsh Rarebit Fiend was filmed. Richard played Dr. Franklin, who was consulted about what proved to be Gomer's sleepwalking and extreme personality change whenever he ate Welsh Rarebit. Almost immediately afterward, Richard filmed an episode of The Andy Griffith Show. In the Season 7 episode, where Opie was torn between piano lessons and playing on his football team, Richard played Mr. Jackson, presumably a teacher or administrator in Opie's school. He had the school football team meet in the playground after school to introduce them to Flip Conroy, their new coach. Interestingly, after having literally just finished appearing in Gomer Pyle USMC, Richard's appearance in this episode, Opie's piano lesson, was filmed in the grassy area right beside the exterior set for Camp Henderson in the 40 Acres backlot. In 1968, Richard appeared in the Academy Award-winning Steve McQueen film, The Thomas Crown Affair. After frequent TV appearances in series as varied as Hawaii Five-0, Peyton Place, Family Affair, Bewitched, Death Valley Days, and Mission Impossible, Richard played the small part of an Air Force major in the 1971 science fiction film The Andromeda Strain. The year that movie was released, Richard played his second recurring role in the series Nichols, a Western set in Nichols, Arizona in the early 20th century, starring James Garner as a sheriff who was also named Nichols. The entire time Richard and his wife, Barbara Collantine, were appearing in various TV series and movies, they had continued to act together on the stage in Los Angeles, as often as 2 to 3 times a year. Richard's role in Nichols gave them their second opportunity to do so again on the small screen when Barbara was a guest star on one of the episodes. In 1973, Richard appeared in the Clint Eastwood film High Plains Drifter. The following year, he and his wife appeared together again as a married couple in a 1974 episode of the drama series The Streets of San Francisco, a show both actors had appeared in more than once previously. While Richard is well known for his role as the Doctor in the 1960s series Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea, it was at this point in his career that he was cast in the second series in the role for which he's even better known, shopkeeper Nels Olson in Little House on the Prairie. Richard had previously worked with the series creator and star Michael Landon when he guest starred in 1969 and 1972 in episodes of Bonanza, where Landon played Little Joe Cartwright. Richard's Little House character ran a mercantile store in Walnut Grove, Minnesota. Being henpecked by his wife, Harriet, and dealing with their spoiled daughter, Nellie, and his reactions to both, was a frequent comedic note in the drama. Richard appeared in 145 episodes over the series' 9 seasons. Next week, we'll wrap up our look at this proficient character actor, whose work included The Andy Griffith Show and Gomer Pyle USMC. And that's it for this week. As always, thanks for listening, and remember to take care of yourself, take care of others, and take Andy's advice, and go out there and act like somebody.
Thank you, Randy. As always, Randy comes up with some great information that you just won't get anywhere else. If you want to make sure you don't miss out on the Mayberry fun that he comes up with, send him an email at turnersgrade@gmail.com, and he'll make sure you don't miss out on anything. So thanks again, Randy, and thank you for being here. Don't have much else for us to talk about tonight, but I do want to remind you that the Mayberry Meetup is coming up the weekend of the 16th and 17th of July 2021. And if you'd like to go and be a part of it, there's a link in our show notes where you can go and sign up. Now, when you sign up, all you're really doing is telling me that you're coming and kind of giving us an idea of how many we're going to have. Right now, there are 104 people, not counting myself and Jan, that have signed up, but I know that's not the actual number. Don't have to have an actual number or anything. I just like to try to have some idea how many people we're going to have coming to the meetup. You don't have to sign up, but if you'd like to do that, then I'll be able to give you information about what we're going to be doing on Friday and Saturday, give you the lineup, the schedule, all that kind of information, because I'm not publishing that to everybody. I'm just publishing it to the ones that are actually telling me they're coming. And so feel free, you can tell other people. It's not a secret, but I like to kind of have an idea. Remember, when I started the meetup, it wasn't actually, I didn't intend for it to be the annual meetup, but now this will be our 9th year. The first year I was there, I was to see Betty Lynn and to interview her for the podcast. So if you go back 9 years ago, I guess, is when I interviewed her for the podcast. And it was a great time. And I just mentioned, hey, if anybody's going to be in town, let's get together and we'll meet up and we'll go out and eat or we'll do something. Well, we had 30 some odd people sign up, and I was like, oh my goodness, I got to come up with things for them to do. So since then, this will be our 9th annual event. We've got, like I said, about 100 and somewhere near 110 people that I know are coming, and we're bound to have more than that. So bring your lawn chairs if you come, because it's outside. You got to have a lawn chair or something to sit on. You can bring a blanket, and we'll watch Andy Griffith Show episodes together at night. But during the day, you'll be able to run around, do anything you want to do. There is a good possibility, we're kind of waiting to see, that Betty will be able to sign autographs. She signed autographs in June of 2021, but only for a few hours. She usually signs for a long time, but she only did a couple of hours, an hour and a half in June. So she's got to work her way back up. So if you want to get an autograph, you're going to have to get there early. But and it's not a sure thing. It's not a sure thing. So don't over expect, but be watching, and we'll let you know as soon as we actually know something. But we do have Neil Brower coming up on that Saturday. We can go and listen to Professor Brower's class there at the Andy Griffith Museum and enjoy each other's company and just have a relaxing, slow, fun weekend in Mount Airy where you can go and see and do the things you might not have time to do during Mayberry days. So it's definitely a lot of fun, like a family reunion, they're saying in the chat room, and I agree. It is. And so it's a lot of fun. We'll have some trivia. We'll play trivia. We'll do all kinds of really fun things during the weekend. And we'll do the Mayberry Bible study on Sunday morning. So if you're going, go ahead and go to the registration. You can get to it on our show notes. And if you have already registered, you don't have to register again. I don't know. We've got several that have registered a couple of times, but that's okay. I go through and I fix it. So don't feel like you need to register multiple times. If you have gotten an email from me, then you're good. And so hopefully it'll all be good. Anyway, whatever it is, we will have a good time in Mayberry, but we got one more week until then. So I hope to see you back here on Two Chairs No Waiting. I would love to hear from you. You can give me a call at 888-684-8415. You can email me at floyd@imayberry.com, or you can just head over to twochairsnowaiting.com and check out the show notes. Like I said, if you're watching on YouTube, like the video, like and subscribe to the video so we can get more people to pick it up, because wow, there's a lot of people finding the podcast through searching on YouTube. So if you watch the YouTube versions of the podcast, please like and subscribe. I really would appreciate it. I want to thank all of our patrons. Thank you for supporting the podcast, and thank all of you for being here at Two Chairs. And until next week, everybody, we'll see you right here in Two Chairs. Good night, everybody. All right, I think I got it all stopped. All right, guys, in the chat room, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and that was maybe something you had never heard. I did not know about that. There was an article that came out in it's one of those clickbait type places, and so I kind of went and researched it to make sure it was actually true. All that about Andy not liking having the mayor, but, that makes complete sense to me, because I have definitely talked to other Mayberry fans like, how is a mayor telling the sheriff what to do? So Andy agreed with us, but he was overruled as just having a good plot point for them to be able to use a conflict between somebody that outdid or outranked the sheriff, even if it wasn't correct. Andy wasn't against, evidently, having somebody that was the sheriff's boss, kind of like a state person or something like that, but he didn't like the fact that the mayor was supposed to be his boss. So thank you. I see you guys in the chat room. Thank you, Peter. Glad you enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. So Jan and I are planning to go out to California for the premiere that they're going to have, or the red carpet event that they're going to have on the 13th of August. Is that right? 13th of August. That must not be right. I thought it was the 13th. Is this thing? I'm not sure this calendar is the right year. So, no, it's not August. It's September. No wonder. Yeah, 13th of September. There we go. 13th of September. And so I don't remember which area you're in, Peter. I think you may be up further north in L.A. But maybe we'll see you there or see some of your folks there. What? Yeah, September. I got it. Yeah. Miss Weaver's yelling at me about the month. So we'll be there, and hopefully we'll. Yeah, I know. That's what I know. Thanks. She's yelling. It's not August. It's September. Yeah, I was looking at the wrong. This little calendar is tiny, and I was having a hard time seeing it. And plus, the months on this calendar go up and down instead of across. It's kind of weird. I've never had one like that. Anyway, so yeah, we'll be there. That'll be a lot of fun. We're going to try to go out there, and Jan and I are going to try to make a week of it and just kind of go and say, you're up in Northern California. So we're hoping, which we haven't looked into it completely yet. We're hoping that while we're there, we might be able to drive up the coast and go up go up to the northern part of the state because I've never seen the big redwood trees, and Jan hasn't either. So I'd like to go up there if we have opportunity. It'll be a lot of fun to be able to see those for me because I've never seen them. And with all the fires and stuff that's been happening in California, I want to go before something happens to the trees. So maybe we'll be able to make it up there. I don't know, but or make it up into the northern part of the state at least where the big trees are. So anyway, we're planning to do that. We're going to be in Indiana, of course, and of course at Mount Airy for Mayberry Days. So we got a lot of Mayberry stuff coming up, and I'm real excited about the Mayberry Effect as well. That is going to be a lot of fun. You guys are going to like it. I saw it March last year at the George Lindsay Film Festival, and it was absolutely great. I enjoyed it a lot. So I think you guys will enjoy it as well. I don't think I enjoyed it just because I was in it. I think I enjoyed it because it was it was really good. I enjoyed it a lot. So, all right. Yeah, if I get stuck up there and look you up, I will do that. Yeah. So I'm hoping we get to travel around a little bit and see some of our friends that live out there, Leroy and some folks. I got to try to reach out and see if that's even a possibility. Just to say hi. Hopefully they might be at the premiere, so I'll see them there as well. So maybe that'll be. But I don't want to intrude on anybody. I just want to. We're just basically trying to figure out whether if I retire, we can spend a long time together in a car. If she will kill me or anything. What? What? Yeah, I can't hear her. She's saying something. I think something about killing me. Was that what you're saying? So if I disappear, you'll know. You'll know what happened. All right, guys. You guys, I hope you have a great week. I hope you had a good 4th of July. Yeah, Neil's presentation is really good, and they will be having it for certain. I haven't looked at the, let me look at the Andy Griffith Museum. Andy Griffith, wow. Andy Griffith Museum site, because they have information on there about who's going to be appearing and when. So last I had looked, they didn't actually have that Betty was going to be there that date. So I'm just not sure if she'll be doing it or not. But Neil is definitely going to be doing a date for Gomer is what he's going to be doing. So he'll be doing Lydia. So that'll be awesome. He'll be doing that on July the 17th on that Saturday, I believe at 2 p.m. is when he does it. I don't see where it tells the exact time, but I think it's somewhere in that time frame. So I'll look and see, and it'll be in our information about the meetup. So if you guys are coming to the meetup, you'll be able to see it there. But it should be a lot of fun. Don't over expect, Alan. That's right. Oh, all right, guys. Well, I don't have anything else to tell you. I was kidding around with Jan tonight when I was starting to get the podcast ready. I said, I don't really know what I'm going to talk about tonight. Think about talking about the Andy Griffith Show. And she said that'd be a good idea. What? Yeah, that's what she always tells me. So I just said it this time. So I pulled the thing on my ear where I can hear her because she's just yelling from the other room in there. I'm like on TV where they pull the thing out, their monitor. All right, guys. Thanks for being here. I'm looking forward to it. I didn't realize it's only next week. Really, that we're heading to Mount Airy. That's like amazing. I didn't realize it was that soon. I thought it was one more week. So that's great. So we'll be heading to Mount Airy next week. So start getting everything ready. Make sure your lawn chairs and everything are ready to go. And hopefully a lot of you guys can be there. We'll do as much as I can live on the Facebook page during the event so that you guys will kind of be able to, if you can't go, at least you get to feel like you're participating in some way. 11 days, Mike says. 11 days is still it is. So, wow, that's great. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to head on out, and I guess we'll see you guys next time here on the show. I'd like to hear from you. You guys are you're the glue that keeps everything together. So feel free to email me at floyd@imayberry.com or call in and leave a message. We'd love to hear from you. Everybody have a great and safe week. And let's see, Peter said not hearing Jan may be the way you survived the drought. That's true. That's true. All right, guys, have a great Mayberry week, and I'll try to stay out of trouble so I can be here next week. We'll see y'all then. Good night, everybody.